If you have been on finasteride for a while, but then suddenly you feel that your results have stalled or even reversed, you're not alone. A lot of guys hit something that is called Finasteride Plateau, and most people respond it in the wrong way. And in this video I will break down for you why it happens, and more importantly, what you should do instead. So first, what does a Finasteride Plateau actually means? It usually shows up in one or two ways. You stop seeing a further thickening or regrowth, or the hair itself starts to slowly decline, again despite taking finasteride or DHT blocker. And for many people it happens at that 1 or 2 years mark, but it can also happen later or earlier depending on the individual. And when this happens, typical advice that one would hear is very simple: just switch to finasteride. And to clarify, if you are new to my channel, I did take finasteride myself for 18 years, and I also was taking finasteride at some point in my hair regrowth journey. So I know how those drugs work, what to expect from them, and what kind of effects they can have. So yes, finasteride is a stronger DHT blocker than finasteride, and in some cases it can actually work very well. But here's the problem. Most people upgrade to a stronger medication without understanding why finasteride stopped working in the first place. And this is where things start to fall apart. Because not every plateau of finasteride is caused by DHT alone. Finasteride, and the way it works is that it lowers DHT, one of the main drivers for androgenic hair loss. But hair loss itself is rarely just about DHT levels. It is about multiple factors, and especially how sensitive are your follicles or your scalp itself to DHT. So conditions in your scalp environment such as sebum, oil production, buildups, microbial imbalances such as yeast, fungal activity, bacteria. So what can happen is this: finasteride lowers enough of DHT to give you initial progress. But over time, those underlying problems or underlying factors start to dominate. Once that happens, blocking more of DHT doesn't fully solve the problem anymore. Now let's be clear, there are cases where stepping up to a stronger medication of DHT blockers such as finasteride is the right move. An example would be if your hair loss is highly driven, androgen driven. If you respond strongly to finasteride at first, and the decline itself strongly follows androgenic alopecia hormonal pattern, then yes, a stronger DHT blocker can push things further. But even then, it is smarter to think in terms of reducing sensitivity to DHT, not just eliminate it completely. And where the most people go wrong is to ignore completely scalp health. If your finasteride plateau is driven by things like excessive oil, sebum, chronic inflammation, fungal overgrowth, bacterial overgrowth, poor circulation and tight scalp tissue, then switching to finasteride will have a limited effect, because now you're trying to solve non-hormonal problem with a hormonal solution. And that's why people keep escalating treatments but never actually fix the root cause. So what should you do if you are hitting a plateau of finasteride? So first of all, you want to zoom it out and look what is actually a problem. You want to see a big picture. So first step will be to assess your response pattern. Was it clearly androgen driven or was it a mix? Secondarily, you want to improve your scalp health, and by that I mean by addressing sebum, by addressing excessive oil, by addressing any scalp inflammatory problems, microbial imbalances. Third is about supporting regrowth mechanism, things like a blood flow, oxygen flow, microneedling, or targeted topical. Key takeaway is that finasteride plateau doesn't mean the drug stopped working. It still blocks DHT. It usually means that there is something else that has become a limiting factor. And if you are able to identify what is actually that factor that is causing this problem correctly, then what can happen is that you can break through plateau without blindly escalating medication. And if your scalp is oily, inflamed, or you're dealing with the buildups, then this is exactly what I cover step by step inside my Rapid RRF Workbook. It is an 8-week reset focused on reducing sebum, restoring scalp balance, improving regrowth conditions, and everything else you need to succeed with a hair loss treatment. And you will be able to find the workbook below this video in the description. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Let me know in the comment section what you found useful in this video, and we can catch up there.